Hey guys, welcome to Full Send Living. Today we are going to talk about the 5 phases of the best creative processes.
Let's send it. Hey guys, welcome to Full Send Living. I am your host, Nate Thompson, with the other host,
Ethan Bricker.
First, thanks for subscribing, thanks for liking, thanks for sharing, thanks for everything. Thanks for listening today.
A huge difference.
It makes our hearts happy.
Yes, but it also makes a huge difference for our channel.
It really does.
Every single time you subscribe or like, it really does catapult our YouTube into the future.
You guys are the gasoline that make us go.
Yes. Okay.
All right, we're going to talk about what we determined are the 5, for sure, our 5 phases of creativity.
Yes. Okay, so the 5 steps, the 5 phases.
5 phases
are this: Euphoria.
Yes.
Reality.
Yep.
Stall out.
Yep.
Ecstasy.
Yeah.
Not the drug. And feedback.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
So we're gonna go through these step by step, 1 through 5.
with examples.
Yes. Okay. So first step of the creative process is euphoria. So you get that nice little idea, pops into your brain, huge dopamine rush right after, adds euphoria.
Yes.
It's glorious.
Give me an idea of what's an idea or something that, I don't know.
I'll give you an idea.
Do
So
it.
Lydia and I had this idea on our YouTube channel, on the vlogging channel. It's called Lydia and Ethan. You should check it out.
Check it out.
Subscribe. We did this thing with our apple sprayer where we did like a sprinkler thing with our kids. It's like this 300-gallon apple sprayer, just big old jet engine on the back, sprays out water everywhere, and it's just super cool. And we're thinking, like, I had this idea, like, oh my gosh, this is a viral video
This
idea.
is it. Lydia, this is it.
This is it. Viral video.
Let me paint the picture.
Yes. And so I'm thinking we're going to do this and it's going to be amazing because we already have the thing coming. It's completely clean, never been used for pesticides. We're just going to do it. And long story short, it did not go the way that I planned, but the euphoria was real.
Euphoria is real.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's something that I love about the euphoric phase, because I feel like that is like the launch for the rocket, because I'm currently
It's the sparks that light the big old rocket, the sparks that shoot out, and it goes boom.
And no matter how many people are like, I don't know, you're like, oh, I know.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I've had many a euphoric phase for an idea.
Yes.
And it definitely gets it going.
Yeah.
We're working on a project right now. Kate and I are working, we're full on in it. And we're in phase 3, maybe, the stall out. Somewhere in there.
Reality hit a couple weeks ago,
hard.
and now stall out.
It was, we're working on a book, and we started writing this. We started doing everything back in like April. So now we're in November. So it's been a process through the summer. But the euphoric phase was like, because somebody mentioned to us about doing one. We put it off for like a year or so. Then we were like, all right. Then Kate is the one who bought all the gasoline. She bought the jet fuel for me, because she texted me at work one day and was like, send me all your notes for the 6 Days of Jesus thing.
We're writing
She's like, we're going to make it into the book. We're going to do it. So I like emailed all my notes for it. And then as I began daydreaming at work, I was like, oh, it looks like, guys, I'm gonna be able to retire because I'm writing a book.
Yeah.
Now.
No big deal.
So no big deal. I don't want to brag about it.
Yeah.
But
going on tour.
I'm probably not going to be here that long.
Got a lot of books to sign.
I started saying whatever I wanted. No cares in the world. Yeah. Got fired 3 times. No. But yeah, the euphoric phase definitely kicked in, where you're daydreaming it all out to be
Yeah.
glorious and easy. Just like it's just going to come right together.
Yep.
Because this is too good of an idea.
It is. And everybody's going to love it.
They're going to love
Every
it.
single
Every
person.
single person.
All the people you've never met, too. All the ones who are like, I don't even know who this dude is. They're going to
like,
love
wow,
it.
This is the one.
Yeah.
Like this video.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this video.
I came onto YouTube for this video.
For this book. Yeah.
And in reality, step 2, well,
reality hits.
Reality hits where you realize that this is either a really difficult thing to accomplish or there's a lot of logistics involved, you know.
I think too, I think a good example for both of us is music.
Yes.
Stuff. Because that's a longer process.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's something where, and it's also personal, you know? So like you're kind of like invested, and then you have the euphoria of like you wrote a song, you have this thing, you can hear it in your head.
It's emotional.
Then reality hits of trying to get it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We are there right now.
Oh, you're there right now?
Yeah, we've been there for 6 months. We've been this stall out, but we're getting ahead of it. Sorry.
Okay.
I'll talk about it when we get to stall, but reality where you realize there's so many layers. So like songwriting, there's so many layers that you have to add to a song to make it sound good. At first you're like, this is a beautiful
know you guys.
song.
Yeah, we don't know okay, I'm going to throw me in the mix.
Yeah.
And Ethan, all of us.
Do it.
As much as Ethan creates music and does a great job, as much as I've done stuff with music, there's things that we are listening to that we don't know we're listening to it. We don't realize it. And if you start dissecting these songs on the radio or whatever the things you like, a lot of them lay out exactly the same. It's almost like we're programmed to like stuff without even knowing it.
Yeah.
So then when you're in the creative process of a song, there's things that it's tough.
Yeah.
Because you want to follow like guidelines of like what people are
keeping
accustomed
someone
to,
listening because you're adding something new every 5 to 10 seconds.
And then at the same time, you're like, I don't want to be as the creative person.
Yeah.
You're like, I want
to be free. Let me be free.
I'm a creative person, okay? And I can't follow these type of guidelines or else it's stifling.
I'm a peacock. You got to let me fly.
Exactly. So the creative person is it's a dilemma.
Yeah, that's reality, is all these things coming into play that you're like, oh no, like no one's going to watch this, listen to this, read this. If it's artwork, look at this, care about this without, you know, and there's totally situations where people they just take they're like, this is my reality now, and they just pop the top off.
It's called Freebird.
Freebird.
It all started with Leonard Skinner. 12-minute song. Reel it in, boys. So reality hits, and that's when you realize it's work. Like as much as the euphoric idea, it's still there. Like you can still feel the like, yeah, dude, but we can do this. We can do it, Lydia.
Yeah.
We're gonna write this song. And
you got to use the leftover euphoria
fumes
to keep you through, to get you through the stratosphere.
You remember in Inside Out where they're riding the rocket trying to get out?
Bing bong, bing bong.
And that last little, that's where you're at.
Up.
Like you're going. So now reality hits, and it's work time. And one thing that I think I've realized over the years of any idea is there's times where you're just in over your head.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it till you're in over your head. And by then you're in so deep, you're like, I can't.
Yeah.
You don't want to just bail on it. So then you press in.
Yeah.
But that's the reality for me was it's time to work and I'm in over my head.
Yeah. And just use that beginning ecstasy to carry you through the reality.
Yeah.
If you don't, you'll probably stop there. I think that's a little tidbit there is like a little nugget is just because reality comes and hits you in the face doesn't mean that you need to lose that euphoria.
Because it was real. It is real. The euphoria is real, you guys. When you have that idea and you're feeling awesome, don't discount it. You got to use it because that's the gas with reality.
If you don't believe in you, nobody else will. Okay, stall out phase. There we go.
That was good.
You miss all the shots you don't take. Michael Scott.
Cat poster.
Yes. Okay.
This is impossible.
So the next phase is the stall out.
This is the worst part.
Yeah.
This is worse than reality.
It really is. Because you're sitting there watching the thing you've been working on do nothing, and you're just staring at it, wondering when are you going to be good enough for people to care about you?
Or like it's like when you need the other idea, like when you need the rest of something, like when you have 60 to 70% of it and you're like, I'm done. Like I don't have any more ideas and I'm not done. That sucks.
Yeah. That's where we're at with Lydia's song right now. Oh. We've got all these layers and you're listening to the song. You're like, this song is beautiful, but there's something missing and we can't figure out what it is. We know like there's still like layers of vocals that Lydia has to do, but there's still something we just haven't came across that thing that's like, that's it. You know what I mean? You need that like that last thing to be like, there it is.
A guy told when I was in the band back in the day, we went to this like, I don't know, some workshop thing. And there was this, a management guy. What was his name? Darren? I don't know what his name was.
Daryl.
Let's call him
from the
Darryl.
Warehouse.
Daryl from the Warehouse. He was in charge of Disciple. You don't know if you remember those guys.
Yeah.
That was their management team. We wanted them.
Are you ready for me? I'm ready for you.
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And we thought we were ready. And what he told us, so we do a song. Like he's like critiquing us, and we're ready to hear it. He says this to us, and this is what it is. He said, "You have all the ingredients to make a cake." This hit hard.
It's so rude.
Wait, this hit hard for me, you guys.
Good.
But it was true.
Yeah.
But when you're standing in front of the person and he's just being honest, because you wanted honesty.
Yeah.
You know those moments where you're like, "Tell me what you think," and then they do, and you're like, "What else do you think?" Don't tell me that again. He says this: "You have all the ingredients to make a cake, but no frosting."
Oh, that's the worst.
Dude, that was like, so we wouldn't worked on it.
Then you say, good, because I don't like frosting.
Frosting's
I like normal
worst.
cake.
Yeah, so then like I feel like that's the thing. You know, it's like where it's like you got the whole cake there, but you need the frosting, man. Like you need it, and there's certain things that stall out phase, gosh, it'll kill. I think that's the killer. 90% of the time to me, it's not reality, because I feel like a lot of people can press through reality. That stall out that's rough. Where you find out, that's where you start separating out people.
Mm-hmm. And that's where like projects can just sit there forever. Like we have unfinished projects still of Lydia's music that literally are just sitting there that are basically fully recorded, but we stalled out on them and we just haven't gotten the cojones to go back to them
and relook at
and
it,
to just look at them and be like, okay.
I think it's because your feelings get hurt, maybe, like in a sense, whether it's even if it's personal, like where you feel like I'm not enough to even do this, like I don't have it.
I think it's hard when there's just so much heart, like you have so much heart in it. It's not just like I'm attached to my idea, but it's like, no, this is an expression of me or an expression of us. That's hard. Like that's the hardest part, is when you're invested that way. And it's different, like a vlog or something like that. When it comes to music, when like Lydia's like heart is just pouring out and she's saying all these, you know what I mean? Like we already have the vocals done and she's saying passionately, and it's like you could cry listening to it. And then somebody says, it feels like your bridge and your verse and your chorus are all from different songs. And you're just like,
yes, Father, may I have another? Dude, I just know that.
And it's not wrong for somebody to say that.
No,
that's
because
the thing.
Want it.
Yeah.
You ask for the feedback, or you want, and that's the point you need to get it. Like I think that's too in the creative process. I hate this part, but it's so true. You need to be willing to get the feedback. Because the stall out, and then there's something too where it's, you got to resource out sometimes.
Say, hey, I need to pay a pianist, or I need to pay somebody to produce this who has better ideas than I do.
Dude, I got something so embarrassing right now.
Say it.
So, okay. How much time we got? The book is in works. Okay. Get the manuscript is getting worked on with an editor. I had somewhat of a vision, very clouded, but I saw something, and I'm kind of like, I think I can do some stuff here.
Yeah.
I literally ended up at Hobby Lobby. some watercolors, people.
No.
Oh yeah.
You start painting your cover?
I just started tinkering, just seeing what I had.
No, I say no, and that's so weird. I'm like, oh no.
He's right. He's right because I trust him. I trust him as one of my creatives feedbacking.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it. I couldn't see it. I was still in Euphoria.
There's no way I can mess this up. You just do some lines and stuff, and it just kind of
watercolors. How hard is it? At one point, I had stick figures drawn out, and and Kate was like, "I don't think that's it."
I don't.
And I was like, "Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, we had to resource out." Like that was the moment that when it was like when I finally like accepted, like like if you're lost somewhere, if you're out of whatever, and there's a moment in just life where you're like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to call somebody.
Okay, that didn't work.
Okay, okay, let's call the insurance company. I can't fix it. It was like it was that moment.
Yep.
And it was like, so then now you're like handing over your tiny little plant that you've been trying to grow forever to somebody you don't know or you feel cares less than you.
Yeah.
But they're good at their craft. So then you got to trust them.
Yep.
And that can be fuel to get you out of the stall out, is being willing to like, all right, I need to resource this out. Even if it is just to get the feedback from somebody else who you trust. Because one, it's sensitive, guys. You guys all know this. You have your ideas and you're working on them. Euphoria is fading. Reality has hit hard. You're stalling out. Maybe you need to resource it out and have somebody just get a different angle from what you're looking at it.
Yeah. I think too often we're not willing to pay somebody else to help us on what we're working on. And that can come down to, we're going to get deep here, that can come down to value. Like, how much do you value you or the thing that you're working on? Do you value it enough to make yourself uncomfortable and to actually put money where with, you know what I mean?
No,
There's so many people I meet and they're like, I'm working on this. I'm going to do this thing. I'm working on this. And they never do it. Because they get to this roadblock and they're like, I need to do this, but I don't know, like the only people I know that do this charge. And it's like, well, then pay them the money that they want because they're good at what they do. That's why they're charging money.
Because you can because you can have little moments of like, no, I think we can do this. I think creative people want to.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, oh man, what if I could do it all?
Yeah.
What if I was the next Dave Grohl and I could just do the whole thing myself? Yeah, there's only one that guy running around right now that I know of. But you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you need to share the load because it's just out of your scope. It's beyond, and you want it to be great. You were in the Euphoria. We were all there. So like go back to that and be like, all right, who can pull this up to the next shelf? You know? Who can put a second floor on this building?
Yep. Next phase is ecstasy. So like when you get that thing back, whatever it is that you're sending out, whatever, or you get that idea that finishes it, there's the ecstasy back again. It's like Euphoria, then comes in ecstasy.
It's
not
that
the
moment.
drug.
It's the moment like you set the pen down, man. You're done, and you're just looking at this glorious little thing that you made, and there it is, finished. It feels awesome. I can't wait for that part for our book thing because we've got it right now where it's getting like with an editor. She's critiquing it, which we're in the middle of. So I'm like nervous, Nelly.
Yeah.
But then I also got a guy in the line. This dude, I'm really hoping this works out. This could be a complete lie, you guys, because this is in real time. He's lined up to do like the cover and the inside, all this stuff. And so I have it in my mind. There's like a fake Euphoria also going on where I'm like, okay, I think I can see this is going to be great. But then coming into that, the ecstasy phase, I'm looking forward to that because I just want to get it in my hands.
Yeah,
I
just
see
like,
it.
oh, it's here, it's done, yes.
And that is that phase. I don't.
That
do you think it's short lived? And here's why.
Yes.
Because it goes away quick because reality comes back and it's called
feedback. Yep. So you've worked really hard. You've worked through reality. You've worked through your setbacks, through your stall out. You experience ecstasy by finishing it. And then you get to feedback / I want to do another thing. You know what I mean? It's like there's that like, oh, now that I'm done, oh, now I want to do something else. You know?
I suffer
So
from that.
yeah, I have that big time.
Yeah.
Like I love finishing a project. I finish a song and I go,
And in the same
this
breath,
is great. Next song, let's go.
And maybe this is something we could both work on. I'm going to say it out loud. Is we need to pump the brakes at that point and enjoy the feedback. As hard as that can be to say, because I think for me personally, I think if I think of a moment where I'm not enjoying the feedback of all the feedback, the good and the bad, the indifferent, to where I think would help. I'm going to say, I don't want to speak for you. Correct me if I'm wrong. It could help us both.
Don't speak for me.
I just did.
Yeah.
It could help us both moving into our next project because we might remove some things or add some things at the beginning from what we learned at the end of the last one to help guide things out. But I'm so guilty of the,
oh, totally.
We're done. What do you want to do next, Kate?
Yeah.
You know, and I want to be better at enjoying that euphoric moment or ecstasy moment.
The ecstasy. Yes. Yeah. The feedback portion, I think it's important to say, and we're going to kind of land the plane now. So we've talked about euphoria, reality, setback, ecstasy, and now the feedback section. You finish your project and now you're getting the results of your project. And that is ultimately good or bad feedback.
Yeah.
Good feedback being millions of people buying your book or 100 people buying your book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or verbal feedback or whatever, you know, or for a YouTube channel, you know, you're getting tons of views or you're not getting views, and that's whether it's good or bad, it's all feedback. If it's results or no results, it's feedback.
It's feedback.
I think sometimes we think, well, I'm not getting any feedback. And it's like, well, if you're not getting feedback, that's feedback. That means that no one's interested. Which I have tons of videos on my YouTube channel that people are not interested in. And but it's something where you go back through and you're like, oh, I see why. Like now I know why. Like it wasn't interesting enough at the beginning. Yeah. So nobody kept watching. You know what I mean? And it's good to know. Like and then you start refining your process. Like Lydia and I on our YouTube channel, we started doing these new like narrated intros where like Lydia like explains like what we've been doing or who we are and stuff like that. And I think that is more captivating than just like what's up guys, today we're going to go do this. You know what I mean? I think it's helpful to bring somebody into your story.
Yeah. I like that.
Yep.
I like too, just a thought, if we think of this, maybe we send it this week with ending with feedback that really, I'm going to say it. There's no such thing as good or bad feedback. There's feedback. If you look at it from a positive view,
I love
you're going to learn both sides of the fence, you know? And I think so often we want to, because the bad feedback can just be like a stinger, but we need that. We need to recognize both. Yeah. So maybe our send it is this week, whatever, just look at different things, whether different ideas you've had where you've accomplished something and you got feedback on it. It's as simple as you repainted your house and somebody came in and was like, oh, that color is weird. And you're instantly like, shut up, you don't live here, you know, but just listen to the feedback and just appreciate it and learn from it.
Yeah. Yeah. Take it all in and then use it or shelf it so that you can pick it up if you want to later, you know. If you flush all feedback, you're never going to grow.
True.
Yep. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching Full Send Living. We love you guys so much. Thanks to you for listening to our podcast. If you're an audio-only listener, thank you for watching. If you're a YouTube watcher listener, and don't forget, if you're still watching, you should hit that subscribe button. You should hit that like button and ring that bell. We've got new podcasts coming out every first and third Friday of every month. We've been doing this for almost 2 years.
We're coming up on it.
It's so awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the flippity flip.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye.